Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading for the month of August 2019. Thanks so much for tuning into my channel and I hope it resonates with you. And the first card that I have for you, Gemini, is the Seven of Swords. So, this card can represent some dangerous or risky behavior and it can represent potentially a sign of infidelity if you're in a relationship. But don't jump to conclusions, because it may indicate some type of deception, not just cheating. So perhaps one of you is not being honest about your feelings, or one of you may be trying to manipulate the other instead of just being upfront. This card could also represent potentially, enemies that are masquerading as friends, or potential third-party situations stirring up your relationship. I think that this was in the past, I think in the past some of you may have gone through this, or some of you may, and for those of you that are single, you may have met someone that was deceitful and manipulative, and this person hurt you. And, you want a genuine, loving relationship. It could also be a sign for you that if you do want that loving relationship, it would urge you not to play games. So whoever you meet this month, this card is just warning you against playing games with them. But I think this is also a card of just to put a more positive note on it, just to find new ways to communicate, to make a change, switch things up and try to understand the person better. Trying to get to know someone, and not because you want to hurt them, but because you want to understand them better in order to develop that relationship. Some of you may be putting strategies together in order to advance your career. There's still a lot of resourcefulness and flexibility and adaptability in this card. And when it's paired with the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles represents solid foundations and security and happiness in your life. So I do think that whatever you were going through, that this was in the past, it may be a deceitful person or a third-party situation, I do think it's coming to an end, because this card represents more solid foundation and security. It's connected to financial or material issues, and that you can really expect good things in your life there. Also, it represents family and responsibilities and values and support, so you may be feeling very close to your family at this time. I think life will be stable and settled. If you've been hoping for a deeper commitment, I do see you getting there. And if you're single, I think a new love will come into your life. They may share the same values, or potentially be someone that you want to have a long-term relationship with. For those of you that recently had a deceitful person coming in, maybe they didn't want that long-term relationship with you, but I do see the potential this month for you to find something more stable and someone more stable. In terms of business, I think that you are, some of you may be going into business with family, and some of you are finding something more secure than you had before. And you may be putting these strategies into place. Whatever strategies you're putting into place, it's going to be successful this month, and you will be able to stabilize your career. Whatever fear or anxiety or stress that you may be feeling, maybe mentally overloaded, I think it's just important this month to try and relax and think about yourself and try and stay calm. I think just put aside your fears and plan and strategically plan for the future. And, you may need some peace and quiet and some introspection this month in order to strategically plan and get to that place of stability. For those of you that are in a relationship, you may also need that space. And, for any of you that are feeling pressure at work, you may be feeling a little mentally overloaded. And so if you are feeling very stressed at work, I think this card just suggests to take that time and regroup and get yourself back on track, because you need to take care of yourself first. You want to be careful to not burn yourself out. And we have the Five of Pentacles reversed paired with this card, so I think if you have been going through a tough time and some hardships, then this card reverse represents overcoming adversity. So, and a positive change in circumstances. You might have struggled through the hard times when everything seems hopeless. You held on, and now you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And you know what? That can take form of improving a relationship at a steady pace and making those positive changes that you need to make in the relationship. But it can also represent freeing yourself from a relationship that's no longer good for you. For some of you that have been involved in third-party situations, I think you find the courage this month to free yourself of them, because you're realizing that you're the most important, and you're getting self-love, and you're realizing that you want a committed relationship with a partner, and you no longer want to be involved in the fear and the anxiety and the stress that you've been feeling regarding this. And some of you are coming out the other side of a period of loneliness or feeling rejected. So you will be making positive changes in your life and feeling much more open to romantic possibilities all around you. For those of you that were involved in the potential third-party situation, or that got rejected, or were maybe dealing with someone that was deceitful and manipulative, I see you opening yourself up and being much more open to romantic possibilities around you, and you're ready to embrace a new relationship and take a chance on love. And this kind of positive energy that you're bringing forward this month, that is attracting other people towards you. Again, I do see a new person coming in for you. I also think that there is a silver lining. So, like you can see here in the Five of Cups, the figure that's depicted in the card is crying over the spilled cups. And, it seems to be oblivious. It has its back turned to the two cups that are still upright, as you can see. So I think this card is a reminder that no matter how bad you think that things may seem, there's always a silver lining, and you just have to choose to see it. So you may feel as though the one had slipped through your fingers and could be oblivious to potential partners, because you're so focused on your sense of loss. So there's partners here for you, and you're moving forward. But if you're focused on this deceitful person that hurt you, or this negative situation that you went through, then you can't see your other options that are surrounding you. And you may miss out on potential partners that I see here. However, I think at the end of the day, you will do what's right for you and what feels instinctually right. So for those of you that a breakup is still fresh and you do not feel like dating, that is totally okay. But just try not to isolate yourself. You should still try and do activities and socialize with friends. Try not to isolate yourself this month. for those of you that have been through a recent breakup or any kind of loss, you have to try and deal with the present and try and stay grounded. Keeping a supportive network of friends around you, or to join a support group if you need help. There's still love in your future, Gemini, even if you're not ready for it at the moment. But it is in your future, and it is coming your way. So take the time that you need, and remember that there's opportunities around you. Some of you may be harboring old feelings about an ex. So some of you may have started a relationship with someone, maybe just casually dating, but you still are having feelings about an ex-partner. So you're not committing yourself emotionally 100% to your current relationship. You're not opening up to that current relationship because of your feelings of the ex. If that's the case, you'll need to work on resolving those feelings if you want your current relationship to move forward. There may be some career disruptions that you've experienced recently. Maybe a change in... This card could indicate an unwelcome or difficult change in circumstances, but there is something, because of the silver lining, there is something that can be salvaged from the situation. So try not to let anger or frustration, despair overwhelm you. There is a silver lining. So if some of you lost a job recently, or didn't get that promotion, or didn't get an application of the job that you wanted, rest assured that the universe, have trust in the universe, and there was a reason that this happened, and whatever rejection you experienced has just redirected you into the right direction. And I think, I do see that some of you have focused on the past and maybe influenced by past events, or you're reminiscing about it, or you're thinking about someone from the past. But if you are going through a tough time, there is support available to you from your family and your close friends. And if, some of you may be held back, like I mentioned, for a past love or a previous partner. But if you're single, this previous partner could come back into your life. Or you may just become romantically involved with a childhood friend, or someone that you knew before, or someone that you grew up with. You may reconnect with them this month. You may be reunited with somebody and have that opportunity to reconnect with them, or you may just be reconnecting with family that's going to help you through, or friends that are helping you through this difficult situation. But this is a really good omen for career. So whatever change you experienced here that might have seemed unsettling or frustrated or made you angry, maybe even overwhelmed you, this is a great omen to have. It represents creativity and sharing. When this card appears, it really means a great time to get involved in creative teams or projects. And some of you could be starting to work with young people or children. Or some of you may also be receiving an inheritance this month. So Gemini, if you're feeling triggered or tired from at the beginning of August, I think as the month progresses, the energy will shift and it will become more positive for you. There may be things going on behind the surface. There may be things going on behind the surface, or things that you don't know. But I do think that trust that it is for the better, because you're going to be creative this month. Some of you may be publishing or putting out your creative projects out there. Some of you might be starting to study or to learn new things, and you're really focusing on yourself and what gives you meaning in your life and what's important to you. I think you're realizing that that you're going to put focus on things that are important to you. So whether it's a relationship, whether it's on traveling, whether it's working on spirituality, whether it's working through things that through past feelings of an ex in order to move forward, or working towards your relationship to get it to a more stable point. I think it's a great time for you to change your environment. So if you're planning on moving or changing things up or changing things within the family, there is new opportunities, and I think that you have the potential this month to move your environment, and sometimes that can also help us become more positive and have a more positive outlook by moving or changing or redecorating our environment. But I think making these plans that you have been, I think that it's giving you a sense of security at the end of the day. And there really are more possibilities for people in your life, whether it's new relationships here, or whether it's even just reconnecting with family or friends, or focusing on yourself this month and seeing what you really want. So I hope that this reading resonated with you, Gemini, and if it did, please subscribe, like, or share, and I'll see you again in mid-month. Take care.